begin in Malacanang, where President Aquino met this afternoon with visiting U.S. Defense Secretary Ashton Carter. In that meeting, the two agreed to further strengthen security cooperation to help ensure peace and stability in the Asia-Pacific region. More from Ignacio.
The Philippines and the United States have agreed to strengthen their alliance to ensure peace and stability in the Asia-Pacific. President Aquino met U.S. Defense Secretary Ashton Carter in Malacanang. The top U.S. defense official visited the Philippines amidst Philippine-U.S. Balikatan exercises. Carter also met Defense Secretary Walter Gasmin for the U.S. initiatives to ensure regional stability. Focus on maritime security, humanitarian assistance, disaster response, rescue, and relief operations.
Secretary Carter's visit also coincides with the conduct of the biggest Philippines-U.S. military exercise, Balikatan, which continues to enable our armed forces to train together for addressing both traditional and non-traditional security concerns, to include territorial defense, maritime security, and humanitarian assistance and disaster response.
Obama has made clear our commitment to the Philippines is ironclad. This alliance, and others like it, nurtured over decades, tested in crisis, and built on shared interests, values, and sacrifice, form the bedrock of our role in the Asia-Pacific, and accordingly, the stability and security that have helped so many here and around the Asia-Pacific.
Carter said the issue of territory disputes in the West Philippine Sea was discussed during his meeting with President Aquino, but he explained that the U.S. has maintained its position to resolve the issue of sea row with China and based on the rule of law. Carter added that the arrival of the U.S. aircrafts and patrol boats is based under the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, or EDCA.
Past week, more than 7,000 personnel from both of our countries have stood shoulder to shoulder, getting better at working together. Like EDCA and the Maritime Security Initiative, this year's exercise again enhanced our alliance and the defense of the Philippines. With this progress, and at a time of change in the region and challenges to the principles our two nations hold dear, we've agreed to 3 additional steps that we're announcing today. First, last month we commenced joint maritime patrols in the South China Sea. These an alliance decision at our 2+2 ministerial, which Voltaire and I held with our respective Secretaries of Foreign Affairs in Washington in January. These patrols will continue to help build our interoperability and improve the Philippine Navy, even as these patrols contribute to the safety and security of the region's waters. Second, a contingent of U.S. aircraft and their crews and pilots that participated in Balikatan will remain behind at Clark Air Base. We'll do this, in fact, on a regular basis. The initial contingent, 5 A-10 Thunder aircraft, 3 H-60G Pave Hawk helicopters, and 1 MC-130H Combat Talon aircraft.
The visit of Carter also came amidst reports that ISIS claimed responsible on the latest encounter between the government and Abu Sayyaf in Basilan last weekend. Carter extends sympathies to the families of the fallen soldiers.
Around the world, you do see the phenomenon in several places of groups that formerly existed and were conducting terrorist operations who affiliate with or rebrand in association with ISIL. So we see that in other places as well. That's one of the reasons why it's so important that ISIL be destroyed in Syria and Iraq, which I'm confident we will do with our coalition partners. And that will demonstrate that there is no such thing as an Islamic State based upon this hateful ideology. So it is a worldwide phenomenon of others sort of associating themselves with ISIL, and that may be here by groups in the Philippines. If so, that would be consistent with a pattern we've seen around the world, and just another reason why it's important to defeat ISIL, which we will do.
But Gasmin denied that ISIS has linked with local terrorist groups in the country.
Well, the group in Basilan is trying to organize affiliate affiliated with ISIS. But so far, our information says that there is no ISIS, formal ISIS organization here in the Philippines.
For the People's Television, Ignacio.